Well, 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 my friends. It looks like the Trump circus is back in town, and this time they've brought a new ringmaster, President-elect Donald Trump. In a move that's sure to ruffle some feathers and potentially start World War III, is expected to nominate Florida Senator Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. Meow, that's what I call a plot twist. Remember when Trump used to call Rubio Little Marco during the 2016 primaries? Well, it seems Little Marco has grown into Big Marco, ready to take on the world stage. Or perhaps Trump just needed someone who could reach the top shelf in the State Department. Rubio's journey from Trump critic to Trump cheerleader has been more dramatic than a telenovela. He's gone from Little Marco to Big Secretary, faster than you can say political expediency. Rubio, known for his hawkish views on foreign policy, is about as subtle as a bull in a china shop, which coincidentally might be his first diplomatic mission. His idea of diplomacy with China involves more tariffs than a medieval silk merchant and tougher talk than a New York cabbie during rush hour. I'm sure that'll go down well in Beijing. They'll probably respond by sending a strongly worded fortune cookie. But it's not just China that's in Rubio's crosshairs. He's got his sights set on Russia too. Meow, it seems the Cold War is making a comeback, and Rubio's ready to break out the leg warmers and shoulder pads. With Rubio at the helm, US-Russia relations might get frostier than a Siberian winter, folks. We might need to thaw them out with a few rounds of vodka and borscht. His idea of diplomacy with Putin might involve a shirtless horseback riding contest. I'd pay to see that, my friends. Let's not forget about Cuba, Rubio's ancestral homeland. His stance on Cuba is so hard you could use it to cut diamonds. He's opposed to normalizing relations with Cuba, which means the only Cuban thing Americans might experience is the occasional sandwich. Sorry, Havana Nights, you're on hold indefinitely. It's more like Havana never, my friends. But here's where it gets really interesting, my friends. Rubio's been a bit of a flip-flopper when it comes to Ukraine. He voted against a $95 billion military aid package for Ukraine back in April, saying it's become a stalemate war. Apparently, he thinks the solution is a negotiated settlement, even if it means Russia keeps some Ukrainian territory. Because Mao, who doesn't love a game of geopolitical monopoly where you trade actual countries? Of course, this nomination isn't set in stone yet. Rubio still has to face the Senate confirmation process. But with Republicans controlling the Senate, it's likely to be smoother than a cat's purr. Still, I can't help but wonder if some senators might ask him to prove he can find Ukraine on a map. You know, just to be sure. Trump's choice of Rubio signals a shift in GOP foreign policy that's about as subtle as a foghorn. The GOP's foreign policy has done a 180-degree turn faster than a ballet dancer with rocket boots. We've gone from America first to America fist in the blink of an eye. It's like they've decided to play global whack-a-mole, with Rubio holding the mallet. China pops up, whack. Russia peeks out, whack. Cuba dares to exist, double whack. But let's not forget about our European allies. They must be thrilled about this nomination, right? I mean, who wouldn't want a foreign policy that's as unpredictable as a cat in a room full of laser pointers? NATO might need to stock up on antacids. With Rubio as Secretary of State, global diplomacy might become a game of who can talk tougher. I'm betting on a surge in the global market for extra strong microphones and really big sticks. And what about the economy, you ask? Well, buckle up, my friends. Rubio's foreign policy could shake up global markets faster than you can say trade war. His interventionist economic policies aim to rebuild US manufacturing, which sounds great until you realise it might destabilise global supply chains. It's like trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but with entire industries. What could possibly go wrong? Rubio's stance on China might make our trade relations rockier than a mountain goat's holiday. Get ready for a trade war where the only winners might be the manufacturers of Made in America stickers. His skepticism about US aid might lead to a new foreign policy motto: give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, but make sure he buys the rod from an American company. Speaking of wrong, if you're enjoying this roller coaster of potential international incidents, don't forget to hit that subscribe button faster than Rubio can say China is a threat. We wouldn't want you to miss out on future episodes of How to Lose Allies and Alienate Countries. Trump's victory over Kamala Harris has set the stage for this foreign policy shake-up. It's like the voters decided they wanted their international relations with a side of extra spicy sauce. And let's not forget about J.D. Vance, Trump's VP pick. He's gone from hillbilly elegy to potential heir to the MAGA throne. Talk about a career change. With conflicts brewing in Ukraine and the Middle East, Rubio's appointment is like adding ghost peppers to an already spicy geopolitical gumbo. Hope you like your foreign policy extra hot, folks. And when it comes to climate policy, we might be shifting from Green New Deal to Green No Deal. Hope you like your summers extra crispy, my friends. Rubio's journey from the Florida State House to potential Secretary of State is like a political version of rags to riches. If rags were six-figure salaries and riches were cabinet positions, and let's not forget the historical significance, he'd be the first Latino Secretary of State. It's like the GOP decided to spice up their foreign policy with a little salsa. Ole! In the grand scheme of things, Rubio's nomination is like adding a splash of hot sauce to an already spicy foreign policy gumbo. It's bold, it's daring, and it might just leave everyone with heartburn. But hey, at least it will keep things interesting, right? As we watch this diplomatic drama unfold, one thing's for sure, the world stage is about to become a lot more entertaining. Whether that's a good thing or not, well, that's a question for another day. Until then, keep your passports handy and your bomb shelters stocked. You never know when you might need them. We'll keep you informed as the story develops. I'm Ron de Parmesan, reporting for Newscats.